Okay, it's October the 19th, it's Friday, 2018. I've been doing a 3-day survey at Launceston Castle, and on the way home I have to drive right past the north of Dartmoor, so I've come back to Meldon Reservoir, where I had the incident with the red flags, which aren't flying today. But I spotted a possibility of a bit of a route that goes along the edge of the reservoir and then up to Corn Ridge, and then cut across the Blacker Tor and over to Yes Tor. I've had the flu this week, so I'm still recovering from that, so I'm just going to take it very, very steadily this morning. Also last weekend I managed to organise for Shane Benzie to come down to give me and a group from the Trail Club some advice on changing our gait. And Shane Benzie has been working with the likes of Beth Pascal, who came fourth in the UTMB this year, and Damien Hall, who's fifth. So he gave us an awful lot to think about, crushed a lot of myths and gave us a lot of work. So I'm going to be also, to start with, checking on my gait and working on these new ideas. If I feel recovered enough from the flu, I'll carry on up onto Corn Ridge. If not, I'll just treat it as a little sort of refresher for this, the changes in my gait. The interesting thing was Shane picked up almost immediately why I was going wrong and what was likely to have caused my calf tear last year and my Achilles injury. I need to put this into practice and make it become a regular part of my running. So anyway, so this is that's the initial hill that takes you up towards Yes Tor. Car park's behind me, and today I'm heading up on this bridleway, and then I've got to hang a left somewhere, drop down to the reservoir, and then strike out onto the moor up to Corn Ridge if I feel recovered enough to do that. So let's get going. So that's where the fell race went, on this track, around there and up to Yes Tor, and that's Blacker Tor up there. So I'm hoping to get to those, but via this way. Some people I've just passed have suggested that the footbridges lower down are unusable. This is very boggy. I'm not sure if that's why, but I'll check out in a minute. So I'm carrying along the bridle path for a little bit further and then head up onto Corn Ridge. There is an option to go up onto the next tour, but let's see how it goes. I am a little bit limited on time. The forecast is supposed to be sunny with sort of some cloud, but there's no rain forecast. It's quite cool. It's down to about 16 degrees air temperature today, so it's definitely getting cooler, but it's a really nice running temperature. How lovely is this? Got a slightly protective cow here I'm gonna have to deal with. Gently. Hello ponies. So I have some options here. I've got to kind of head up towards the Tor anyway, and then go around to the left to Corn Ridge. So I'm going to make my way up to that ridge and then see how much elevation I lose to go around to the Corn Ridge. And I think I might just go up to the Tor anyway, because the forecast is pretty good for this afternoon. It's such a beautiful day. It'd be good to get this footage. And check it out for a run to take some of my friends out on. So this is lovely. Yeah, a combination of a lack of fitness and this bug isn't making this easy. But I'll just break it down to an interval session. I think I'm going to head up to this Tor and then skirt round to the Corn Ridge. And this is a very old bridleway that runs up here. There's a great sense of history, and there's some very old sort of stones marking the way, and the light is just stunning today. Yeah, lots of really interesting sort of historical earth mounds here, going up to the Tor behind me, and try not to upset the cattle.
Hello.
Yep, so this one's called Sourton Tor. So got the trig point behind us, lots of friendly dogs, and there are other ways onto the moor from this direction. So I'm going to go up this hill here, along the ridge, and then back across. I think I'll probably go up to the top and then along to Yes Tor and back down again. So I'm going to keep moving. I got halfway without stopping, so I'm quite pleased with that. There's a reservoir back down there. Oh, this is stunning up here. Right, I'm going to see if I can do this next bit without stopping. Yeah, let's stop again. Nearly there. Oh, so steep. Just having a few technical difficulties with the camera. Got a card error. Just put the camera down in some sheep shit. Perfect. Anyway, I've got to the top of the ridge and I'm gonna carry on along in this direction until I find a good place to drop down, so I can then head up onto the next ridge and then go along the top to Yes Tor. That's Blacker Tor, just on the other side, and the fell race I've been talking about comes down to Blacker Tor and back down. I think I'll head up to Yes Tor because the weather seems to be okay, but in classic moorland style, we're okay here, but over here is quite sketchy, so I'm obviously keeping a very close eye on that. If I'm any doubt, I'm just going to head down, but monitoring it. There's a very light wind today, it doesn't seem to be moving very quickly, and I've got wet waterproof gear and a map and stuff, so I'm prepared for it. Let's do a bit more. That's quite surprising. It's been very dry for the summer, and we've only had a little bit of rain in the last week or so. It's got really quite boggy quite quickly again. So I caught it just about the right time, because in the winter this will be really wet. Okay, I'm just deciding where to go from here. The cloud's coming over a little bit, so I'm keeping an eye on that. My choices are to drop straight down the valley and up to Blacker Tor and back, or I can drop down, go up that little valley a little bit further and then up along the top, or I could continue along here a little bit more. There is a fairly good path up there, so great choices though. Great options. Can't decide yet, I just have to think. So I think I'll do this one. I think the cloud's not quite coming in yet. And it's a route I'd like to check out. That gives me a steady climb up onto the next ridge and back down. It gives me options for going down quite quickly. But I'm going to keep moving because the cloud is starting to come over. I don't want to get caught out here. This path becomes very indistinct at times. You end up just running through this. But if you keep going in the same rough direction, you usually find it again. It's getting pretty rough here, so I think I'm gonna head down into that little valley, just go straight down. It's not much fun trying to run through this. That looks like a good little route. Just go down here and then try and ford, and then I'll head up the hill. When I get level with the Blacker Tor, I'll decide if I want to carry on up or go down. This is all quite bouldery here, so I think I'm just going to head up to where those sheep are probably. Need to find somewhere to cross the river first as well. So these signs here mark the boundary of the area that the military do their manoeuvres, and I've covered this in a previous video. The flags aren't flying today, so I'm safe to go in. Be my spot. That could have been disappointing. Right, let's find the way up. Let's find the way up this ridge. So that's heading further south, right into the depths of the North Moor. So I'm not going to head in that direction now. It's too late in the day and the weather's coming in. So there's a fairly good clear path up here. So I'm going to start on that and then make a decision when I get halfway up the hill. I'm only sort of 3 miles or so from the reservoir. Heading in this direction, you do start to get there's quite a strong feeling of remoteness. I say remote, it's not that remote, but you're kind of committed in a way that you're not when you're just sort of hacking around the tors in the Hay Tor area and stuff like that. So Blacker Tor is just over there, so I could just sort of traverse to that and then go down. The option is to go a bit higher up here, which will probably take about 15 minutes, and go along the ridge. I think I'm going to go up because there are breaks in the cloud. I don't think it's threatening. There's no thunder, so I think I'm going to push on. I could do with trying to make it up to sort of 2.5 hours on my feet, because I haven't done this for a long time. Because it's a good opportunity to do that. So I think I'm going to push ahead with that. Just look up here. It's an absolutely stunning view of the moor. I've never ventured up that far before, but it's overdue. I'll do that sometime and video it. So I'm going to push forwards, pushing up this hill. That's Yes Tor in the distance. I'm headed. I think it's sort of gradually uphill there. I think this is where the military base themselves when they're on manoeuvres. This is our view again, looking on the moor. And the big communications mast, that's at Princetown, which is quite central on the moor. Yeah, and so far started down at the reservoir, just behind this hill, up to Sourton Tor, up onto this ridge, and then came along and then dropped down into the valley, and then up here. We're headed up there. I'm really practicing my new running reborn chain benzie running technique. It really helps once you get the pacing right. This cold has got me a bit. The sun's come out now, it's fantastic. Hello. Oh, we got a baby. So this is Yes Tor. That was the high point of that run when I was escorted off. And from there it's all downhill. And the sun's come out again, so it's absolutely glorious. Started getting a bit off route then, heading down into a valley, but I've picked up the route again. I've just come from there, been along there. We're heading up here, and this pony isn't very happy about me being here. He's whinnying quite a lot, but I shan't be bothering him for long. Right, let's go up to the trig point and then head down. I'm glad I persevered. We're really right on the edge of the weather here, so fantastic. It's overcast all around now. Don't know if you can hear that horse. Yeah, not very happy about something. Well, that's all the height gain for today. I'm going to head back down now. Probably must have done 600 or 700 metres of ascent, I think, today. So I can pick my way back down the hill. I feel quite good. Funny, when I use the Shane Benzie type of running and slow my heart rate down a bit, it feels really good. And I think that's going to prove to be great. Well, you know, I seem to be quite well over this cold, this flu thing, and the fitness is coming back, so it's all very exciting. Anyway, I'm going to start heading down now. I might not do much more videoing for this because it was on one of my previous videos and it's the same route. But I will put one of my songs on here. I haven't decided which one yet because this was all a bit of a spur of a moment thing after work. But I hope you enjoy this video. Please do come up and enjoy the moors, but if you do come out and the weather is slightly threatening like this, do come prepared. You know, I've got waterproof top, I've got my mobile phone with me, I've got food, so if I did get stuck here for the night, you know, I'd be okay, I wouldn't perish. And you know, weather's been getting quite cold at night, so do treat the moors with respect. Yeah, I hope your running's going well, enjoy, and I'll see you soon.